All right, we're back, and it's been like 1 minute since I ended the last episode. It left me with a sour taste in my mouth. An hour and 4 minutes with 2 losses. It stings, but I mean, it's not the easiest game you're ever going to come across, don't get me wrong. An early brilliance. You know what I like about that? It gives us something to hang our hat on, something to build our run around. Obviously, it's also a 12 damage attack, which is pretty good early. But if I structure my run around gaining more mantra, we should probably slow down our play too. Like, there's no reason to snap play that defend there. But if we structure our game around gaining mantra, that brilliance could become quite potent. Empty Fist is just really good. It's just a really good card. You being dead is also kind of sick. So I'd rather pop it like this, right? We're pretty much guaranteed to kill you next turn. Ambrosia, Third Eye follow-up Bowling Bash. Give me a Bowling Bash. It allows us an easier time on AoE fights, which are sometimes like the worst thing you could encounter in Act 1. Now, let me think about this for a second. An Eruption. This will then do... we have you... It dead to rights. We even had an energy left over, I think. I do like Crush Joints. Crush Joints plus Miracle is just a nice combo. Kind of hoping for an early Bowling Bash here, but alas. You know what? Let's see what we got. Consecrate. Consecrate, sadly, like, not that amazing for us here. If anything, maybe... I could see something to like here. Enter Vigilance. Empty Fist. We get our energy back. You're doing 22. No, you're not. You're doing 15. I'm taking 2 damage. Now, wait, look who decided to join the party. Bowling Bash, the card we were looking for. Give me that early lesson learned. And it's annoying early to play around it, but you know what? It's worth the mental annoyance a little bit if we can squeeze a couple upgrades out of it, especially if we can get like a passive healing relic. So I could kill you. I'm gonna see if we can't make lesson learned pop instead. You gotta love it. And it hit brilliant. It couldn't be better than that. Let's skip. Now, me personally, I'm not that worried about the relics right now. I'm worried about my deck. And I think lesson learned just becoming a little bit more viable is a big deal for a guy like me. And I think we got a good thing going, man. Like an early lesson learned. My thinking is that it's just going to have like a... I kind of hate to spend 2 cards on it, but it's going to have like a... trying to think of the word. Like the opposite of drag. It's going to have a lifting effect, I suppose, on the rest of the run. The wave of the hand could appeal to a guy like me. Like, we might not... Eventually, we might get to the point where we're, like, annoyed with lesson learned. And it's kind of like a sad Velveteen Rabbit-esque type thing. Because we're going to forget all the good things that lesson learned has done for us. And just be like, oh, I didn't really want to draw this on this turn. Which is stings, man. That's got to sting. Don't get me wrong. 37... I'm going to... Yes, okay. I like this. Don't attack again. You... make me frail, which isn't a big deal as long as I can just pop out here and end your life. Not a great turn for lesson learned, admittedly. Swivel, there's downside, but I don't necessarily hate it. I'm going to ignore Golden Idol because I'm already like a little wounded here. I am going to upgrade 2 cards, though. That's tough to ignore. Bowling Bash. Great upgrade. Now, the next thing I would love to see out of Bowling Bash is like a means to draw it. Because apparently the card does not exist. Oh, never mind. There it is. Who would have thought? I think you go Vigilance, Empty Fist. You get your energy back. Then you get Swivel into a Bowling Bash. I love the sound effect. You can't argue with the sound effect on that one, that's for sure. Brilliance. You ever watch Peppa Pig? You're missing out. I know it's a bluey world now, but there's still some great episodes of Peppa Pig. When Peppa Pig hangs up on Susie Sheep like a boss. You ever see that one? Give me Sanctity. I know we haven't taken anything that is... interesting pathing, right? We haven't taken anything that is mantra enabling yet, but that's okay. The deck's only got 18 cards. So if I were to Vigilance Miracle Eruption, you'd be on 43. Then you would take 32 and 12. My God. I guess you don't even need the Vigilance first, but in case I did the math wrong. That one was a little spooky. I do love a Spirit Shield. I just gotta, like, we need some damage. I mean, am I wrong? We're gonna need to do 250 damage to this guy. Brilliance is nice for that, but, and Vulnerable is nice for that. I think we need Windmill Striker. I'm not sure we're making it through the boss. Also, we probably, and maybe I've been a little derelict in this, but we need to put more of an effort into making Lesson Learned pop, I think. 16, 13 is not enough. If I were willing to enter Divinity, this will deal 39. Like, you might argue that that's not a great play. I took that as we had a potion that upgraded a card, and I would value that potion quite highly, probably. But maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Now here, we have plated armor, so I'm gonna take the opportunity to level up to upgrade a card, but I am a little scared. I'm a little scared of how this could go. Wave of the Hand makes you vulnerable. We can then make you weak for your next turn and play this. We're not gonna try to kill you with Lesson Learned unless like the heavens line up. I'm way more concerned with just making it through the fight. So if I get Lesson Learned on a turn in which we don't have like other attacks, I'd be happy to just send it, man. Now on this turn, I think we might be able to Vigilance Eruption. We're taking no damage already, but being able to stay in a Wrath state would be crazy good value for us. You starting to get retained is very important as well. This is still gonna suck pretty bad, but at least we're outputting some good damage. Probably a good opportunity for like a Wave of the Hand Vigilance so we can store the energy for later. You're weak for 4 turns. It's a lot, man. Crush Joints makes you vulnerable. Lesson Learned gets exhausted. This Windmill Strike plus a Wrath is like... That's like our win con, I think. But I need to not die as well. So I'm like, Eruption. I thought that was 48 damage, and I almost basically pooped my pants. My brain was telling me the numbers added up, but then like it didn't look like they were adding up, and I was like, what have I done? But anyway, we make it. We make it. Not really the choices I was hoping to see, I guess. I feel like Ragnarok is unplayable with our current setup. Like, we can't get it out there. Spirit Shield plus, like, Runic Pyramid or something. And then Conjure Blade is also, like, the setup is so long when we've got a Brilliance that just pops. If we could just find a way to get some mantra, man. So as much as the energy is useful... I think this is more dire than it looks. We have like a relic that doesn't really do anything in combat, and then a relic that gives, like, our relics are horrendous and our deck is just okay. I think we gotta do some transformations here and hope to get things that make Brilliance turn into the rare of our dreams. Deviform, was that a Consecrate, Conclude, and a Flying Sleeves? They're better than the cards that we transformed, but they don't really work with what I was trying to do. Now, does that mean that they're unworkable? I wouldn't go that far. But I think we got to stay kind of like in the puzzle mindset for a bit here. I don't think we're even close to being out of the woods. A swivel and a sanctity gives you some draw. I can hit you. Probably store that flying sleeves in case you find an easier way to enter wrath. No potions. First thing I looked at here was potions. 6 damage twice takes you to 23. This is such a devastating turn. That takes you to 23. This does 13. This would take you to 16. This does 13. This doesn't do anything because we have none block. So, I think you send those out there, but we kind of cry about the damage we feel like we shouldn't have had to take. And we have flying sleep, so we have lethal, which means we can afford to stall for a lesson learned. If there's a way that we can put up enough block, which might not be possible, but I'd really like to get all our cards upgraded, obviously. 8 block. That then also makes this draw. 14 block. And then a miracle, or you could do, so you can get a 16 block. Is that worth 6 damage? Is it worth 6 damage to upgrade a single card? I gotta say no. As clever as it is, like we just didn't get the draw, live with it. Now start building some mantra. Receive Simmering Fury and store a card. Oh, thank you! Can I hit you with something crazy? Store Deva Form. Maybe we can use that to our benefit on a future run. Deva Form is a good card. It's just not a card we're really interested in right now. This lesson learned is not showing up at the times when we needed to show up, man. Hang on, this you gotta play Spirit Shield? No, you don't. You could take 1 damage. I think you still just hold. Now 22 damage. This is where things become no frickin' joke. We can kill you. I think we have to kill you. As much as I would love to make lesson learned work, you got to stay alive to make it work. Remove a card or upgrade all strikes and defense. I'm going to remove. We've already gotten rid of strikes and defense via transformations. Get rid of this basic strike. I know it tends to be better value to upgrade strikes and defense. I'm on my own level here, okay? Give me a wave of the hand and a spirit shield. I'll take a Miracle Crush Joints out of it as well. Wait, sure, we're taking a little damage. I'm just happy to be alive. I'm going Swivel Sanctity. We're still taking damage. I think you just got to conclude on it. We're resting after this, right? Yeah, we're resting probably. We're resting and we're relying on lesson learned to like... So close, man. So close. We're relying on lesson learned to upgrade instead of campfires. That'd be the day. It's okay. Mantra's popping. I mean, I can kill you. Actually, this guy is easier to manage by himself for sure. 9 damage? What do we care, man? Let's make you weak. Again, it's probably going to take us a couple cycles of the deck to get to this, but if I could just get a lesson learned to pop. Give me a Sanctity first. Obviously a Brilliance to get you low and then defend. Just keep him stalled, man. Keep him stalled. He's doing nothing this turn. Next turn, we can enter Wrath and draw 2 more cards. Draw a lesson learned, and we're probably in there. We didn't draw lesson learned. That's a lesson in and of itself of a certain type. I'm gonna hit you pretty good. I'm gonna make you as low as possible. And then now we will draw lesson learned. Okay, finally. Ah! God, we already have one conclude. Skip it, man. Skip it. Okay, rest me. This feels like we're about to die to the same enemy, doesn't it? The same boss. Brother, I gotta do it, but at the same time, I gotta not do it. Like, do we even have any attacks that work with Necronomicon? The answer is yes, we have one. That's alright, just chill, man. Just chill, okay? But there's been some very bad plays. I'm not trying to deny that in the slightest. I'm not sure I want to enter Wrath on the next turn. I gotta think about it. Great turn for lesson learned, though. Humorous. Delightful. We could double up on Windmill Strike, but I don't really want to double up on Windmill Strike. I kind of want to, like, wave of the hand. Swivel. Maybe. I mean, like, I'm going to Miracle Defend. We're adding a lot of junk there, but I want to upgrade Lesson Learned. Oh my god, it doesn't exist, man. Okay, I'll kill you then. I wish it didn't have to be like that, and I'll double up on this. But we're going to draw Lesson Learned next turn, and I'm going to be cheesed off. It's a given, man. It's a given that that's how that's going to go down. Now, I'm not going to play Eruption. I'm going to play Lesson Learned because I don't want you in here, man. You're wasting my time. And we're dead. We're dead, huh? We're just dead? Nah, man. Nah, it's not like that. Okay. They're calling it the worst lesson learned gameplay of all time. This is a big moment of truth, okay? These would be great cards to upgrade long term, I feel. You're all attacking on turn 1, huh? It's kind of ruthless. We are going to use lesson learned. I know that it's not, it doesn't get the trigger on it. But you had to die. It's just how it's got to be, man. Next turn, I've got to be in the Wrath state. Trust in the Wrath. Because we got to take care of the minions. Banana. So I got to go in on you. I got to ruin your life. That's a fantastic turn. This one is also... I can't believe we did so well against the boss. That was fantastic. I guess I will take a rush down. I tend to like it. I would lose Ornamental Fan for more rares, just because I'm at a loss for what to do. I would lose 85 gold for some healing. And then you know what we do, man? We rest, we fight another... Don't be the book, don't be the book. Don't. It's the book. It is the book. But... Wave of the Hand into a Sanctity... into a defend. This might be crazy. Into a miracle, into another defend. I didn't want max defend value. I wanted you to be weak for as long as possible. Okay, so we got a long way to go. Don't get cocky yet, but we at least have a little bit of safety. This is a criminal turn. A criminal act has been perpetuated against me. We take 15 damage because I drew none blocks. In the business, we call that a stinger, because it stings. We got a double wheel kick, yeah. And then it's really hard for a guy like me to not just play a Brilliance because it's our best attack. I recognize that, you know, we're getting a little tight here. I lived, idiot. How about a lesson learned? No shot, right? Can I put up 20 block on this turn to stall for the lesson learned? Or do we just... You gotta take the kill. I'm happy to be alive, don't get me wrong. And Kunai is pretty interesting. I'm just taking cards at this point. Like, this is not stance, this isn't anything. Scrying is great. Is there any way, man, with 26 HP we make it through this guy again? I gotta say I'm a little pessimistic about that one. I mean, if there's a way, I think it's gonna involve just killing both of the minions on this next turn. I can't believe that we're in like a position where that might be plausible, but I'm still, like, I have no defense. I have one defense, sorry. You're doing 32 damage. I'm getting to 34 block. I guess play your powers and there's a little prayer involved. So we're on 4 life. I would say overall, I'm not feeling great about that. I gotta... Brilliance is amazing, but I gotta exit this stance, man. Okay, 24 damage. I think we'd love to see as many defends as possible. We basically have no choice but to wheel kick you and try to draw better defense. And I think we're dead. We'll run it back. Which is a scary thought for me because I have to leave in 13 minutes. So this is kind of like we're set up for disaster. I can always pause and come back to it later in the day. Let's go real simple, okay? Like, we're in a bit of a rut here. It happened as a defect too, but it was less... Well, now you're gonna make me sound like a bad guy, but it was less depressing when it happened as a defect, because I think the defect is a more fun character to play as, in my personal opinion. I'm not trying to be the arbiter of, like, the guy who decides everything in Slay the Spire. I'm just saying. It's a very unfortunate turn. I guess I would like to attack you, kill you, and then take 6 damage. Like this. That's alright. The Watcher is just... I've just played the least of the Watcher. So as a result of that, I probably feel like... Even, in a way, you know what it is? Is that they're actually, like, the easiest character it feels like to get off the ground. So when you lose, you're like, what the heck's wrong with me? There's an element of that. We got a tranquility out of this, man. I'm not in the business of taking that kind of damage on the second hallway fight. Have you lost your mind? So I know we need to take some attacks here. Sands of Time is interesting. Flurry of Blows, I think, is just, like, it's kind of the bread and butter, right? Like, it's old reliable. And if we could just pair that with, like, a mental fortress, maybe that's what we need to get our confidence back. The math is mathing again. That feels good. I literally, like, if you're wondering what's my thought process right now, anytime a card says Wrath or Calm on it, I'm taking it. That's my thought process. And then we'll take the envelopes that wrap around that stuff later. What is this, man? What is this? What is this? I guess I drew all my defense turn 1. Fair enough. Now, I'm also very happy to have Golden Idol. Because it's not that I've been... I don't know. It's a complicated game. I would like this to be free. It's a complicated game, man. So, like, yeah, gold is very valuable. Although I think on the last run, I'm not even sure, like, I went to a single shop. You ever just look at a fight and you're like, nah. That's how I'm feeling on this one. I'm like, I'm not sure I'm that interested in dealing with these guys, to be honest with you. That's all right. We'll get it back. We'll get it back. Just give it some time. You get smoked. You get slightly less smoked. We get smoked a little bit as well, but that's how she goes from time to time. Let's draw. Hit you. Empty fist. Flurry of blows. You're doing 5 damage. Bring it back. Flurry of blows. I would strike you once. We get eruption next turn. Your life's over. More ways to enter wrath. Okay. I don't know if that's good boss or bad boss, but for right now, like I'm going all out, okay? I'm going all out. Upgrade this empty fist. That's like as good as a brilliance. Ceramic fish, early. Things you love to see. I'll take a good face. Start each combat with 1 week. The bare naked ladies. Oh, the humanity, man. Okay, I think we have to. We got to scale our way out of this. We're screwed, aren't we? This doesn't seem good. Like indignation on a turn where you have no attacks in hand. Yeah, this seems like this is how you die. But give me a second. You know? You never know, right? I'm smacking you pretty good. I think that's pretty much undeniable. And I'm still alive, which is kind of sick too. I got 6 HP. I can't do anything. 17 to 12. I'm dead, dude. I'm dead. Even with the flurry of blows, we wouldn't have made it. Okay, I mean, this might be the most depressing of all the Slay the Spire runs so far. We need like a detox from the Watcher, man. I got out of my flow state today. I apologize for the shorter episode. Duty calls. If you enjoyed it, click the like button. Hopefully you'll enjoy tomorrow a little more. And I'll see you then. Later!